We're live. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first 5-minute morning meditation. First of all, I'd like to do a sound check. I just want to make sure that you guys can all hear me okay. I don't. Mercury's in retrograde right now, so things are starting a little slow this morning, but that's okay. That is all right. We are going to go into today gently, and we're going to just accept the things as they come to us today without any frustration or anger or any of that kind of stuff. So good morning. Let me bring up the chat. Good morning, Jules. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Fatima. You can hear me just fine. Okay, great. Thanks for letting me know that. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, everyone. We're going to just wait a couple minutes before we get started, just to let people roll in here. But before I get started, I just want to remind you guys some of the form here when we do our meditation. Make sure that you're seated very comfortably. Make sure that you're sitting somewhat upright. You don't want to be rigid. You don't want to be like rigid upright. You want to make sure that your posture is good so that you're not compressing your diaphragm. If you haven't already, grab some water. Get yourself a little hydrated before we begin. I like to do this morning meditation even before I have coffee. And I know that that's hard, but it does help with your not having like a fidgety feeling while you're meditating. So if you don't have some water, grab some water. While we're doing the meditation today, please try to turn down your phone. Don't look at the computer. People will be coming in. We may get some people randomly coming in and talking. Just try to ignore the computer while we're doing our meditation. I'm going to begin and end the meditation with the sound of the chime, so that you know when it's starting, you know when it's ending. Try to do the meditation with your eyes open. So you kind of sit like this. You're going to be sitting, this is your mudra, okay? You're going to take your dominant hand and put it on the bottom, your non-dominant hand, put it on the top, and then put your thumbs together gently like this. And this is the form we're going to be using today. If you feel your thumbs pushing together really hard, that means you've got some tension going on. So just acknowledge it and gently release it. If you feel your thumbs falling away like this, that means you're a little too relaxed. You might be falling asleep. So just gently put your thumbs together and just hold the position. Try to let the tension go out of your jaw, your shoulders. Those are the two places that you really start to feel tension while you're meditating. So just try to keep yourself loose. And before we begin, roll out your neck. Roll out your neck. Stretch. Do a good morning stretch if you haven't already. Just feel the ease of the moment, okay? Because right now it's early morning, the day has just begun, and we're going to set off with a real positive energy. We're going to have loving kindness in our hearts and loving kindness on our mind as we gently go into this meditation. When we start, you're going to want to use a mantra to help you keep track of where you are. I like to count to 10. I breathe in on 1, I breathe out on 2, breathe in on 3, breathe out on 4, and so on, up to 10, and then I start over again. If thoughts come into your mind, just acknowledge you're having the thought. Like if you're thinking about the kids, or you're thinking about the grocery list, or you're thinking about all the stuff you need to do in your yard, that's fine. Your brain's job is to think. So allow your brain to think, acknowledge it, and then go back to the breath. Go back to just breathing and counting, or using whatever mantra you like. When I used to go to the Zen Center, my Zen master said that he'd like to use coca on the in breath and cola on the out breath, which I always thought was pretty neat. So it doesn't matter what you use as your mantra. If you want this to be very heart centered, you could breathe in loving kindness and breathe out joy and compassion. But those are different things that you can use. All right. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to take one more drink of water. And we can get started. Now, before we begin, I want everyone to do 3 nice deep breaths. Breath that takes you down into your belly, okay? So we're going to breathe in, hold, and breathe out. We're going to breathe in, and breathe out. And we're going to breathe in, and breathe out. Okay. I set my timer. When we do this today, try to breathe through your nose. Breathe in and out through your nose. Remember to keep your eyes open, your head up, your eyes down at a 45-degree angle. Soften your gaze so that you're not focusing in on anything in particular. You're just looking at the floor. And all right, let's begin. Okay, congratulations, you guys. You just went through your first 5-minute silent meditation with me. So I hope that you all enjoyed that. I know it's hard at first. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions now that we've done this. Hopefully I can see the chat here. I might have to use my phone. And good morning to anyone who came in. Let's see. I thought I just saw Barbara come in. Yeah, hi Barbara, how you doing? So, did any of you guys all of a sudden get an annoying itch while you were trying to do this? Or did you get just random thoughts pop into your head? Like I had random noises too. Like I don't know if you guys heard while we were doing this, but my turtle decided to like jump off of her rock while we were meditating, and it made kind of a bum 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 noise. Oh, good morning, Kelly. Hello, hello. It's good to see you. Oh, Fatima says not me. Well, very good. And Teresa said, yeah, my arm itched. No itch, random thoughts. Well, and the random thoughts are going to happen, and that never stops happening. The point of this is not to stop your brain from thinking, but it is a chance and an opportunity for you to acknowledge your thoughts and take control, right? So maybe a random thought came into your head like, "Oh, it's going to rain today," and it might have made you feel a little down. You just acknowledge it. You just in your head, you just say, "I acknowledge that I think it's going to rain," and then you go back to your counting and you back to your breath. And in doing so, you start to be able to manage your thoughts. And then once you've done this for a little while, when you go out into the world and you're just living life and you're not sitting on your cushion or on your chair, um, you're going to have that happen too. A random thought may come into your mind, and maybe it's a Debbie Downer kind of thought or a fearful thought. You can acknowledge the thought and just keep moving on. And it's amazing how when you start doing that, how much control you take back on your thinking, because everything in our life is created by our minds alone. Everything. Um, and we get to decide how we feel about things, and just starting with acknowledging thoughts and then just going back to whatever it was that you were doing in the moment helps you to regain some of that control that you might have lost through life. As kids, think about when we were kids. We'd fall down, we'd cry for a second, we'd wipe off the blood and go back out and play. We wouldn't attach to it unless the adults around us started attaching to it. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm not keeping up with the chat here, so let me go back and take a look here. It's hard for me to do this from that direction, so let me take a look here. All right, Katie says this was nice and peaceful. Koru got on my lap during the meditation. He is kind of like an itch. Yeah, that's going to happen. I have my door closed so that the cats can't get in here, but if I had my door open, they'd be on here with me. Harder trying to keep the eyes open. Yes, it is. But that is a part of being in the moment, you know. This isn't I think a lot of people think that this kind of meditation is meant to shut the brain down, but it's not. It's about being in the moment. So you want all your senses to be wide open, but you do kind of have to just kind of or unfocus your eyes so that you're not focused on one thing in particular. Teresa says, I pretend I'm on a park bench and those thoughts are people talking as they walk past me. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like that. Fatima says, I do not have pets and everyone in my home is still asleep. Yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on here too. Devontae just left for work and Chris and Rick are still sleeping, which is nice. And this is like my favorite time of the day. The sun is just coming up, you know, and everything in the house is quiet. I meant to tell you guys too that when you're meditating, put your tongue on kind of the roof of your mouth, and that helps you not get thirsty while you're breathing. So, did anybody else have any other problems or notice anything while they were doing this? Were you hearing the sounds and acknowledging them and just going back to counting? Were you smelling things and just going back to counting? It's a Oh, Fatima says the only thing I heard is the traffic outside, and that's okay. That's a part of the moment, right? I noticed like a shadow moving past over here on this side because my window is over here. So a car must have went past and the sun caught the car window and it reflected in and it went past. Katie says it's still dark here. The sky is turning a silvery blue. Another 107-degree day. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that I'm past the heat now. Jules, maybe that will keep my eyes open. Well, if you are having if you're having issues keeping your eyes open, raise your gaze just a little bit. If you're doing it at kind of a 45 now, maybe just bring it up a couple degrees so you're looking more straight on instead of down. But looking with when you sit erect and you're looking down, that kind of tells your brain, hey, I'm in a relaxed mode, which is why they ask you to do that when you're meditating. I like this. Oh, thank you, Fatima. Oh, Barbara says, I liked it. I said, Om peace. Good. Good, good, good. I'm glad you did. Katie says, the only thing I can hear is the fan that's blowing the wind, and that vibration sound just triggers my Kundalini, which takes me in all kinds of trips and journeys. So these meditations are perfect. Oh, that's great. Teresa says, I've already done the laundry, reshooted the beds, went for a walk. Whoa! You're up at 3 a.m.? Yikes. I don't have that ability. I got up at 5:30. So an hour before we started. Nice. Well, does anybody have any prayer requests? Anything that you would like us to focus our energy on today for you? Um, Wednesday, I'm having surgery. I'm not going to be doing this on Wednesday mornings because that's normally when I do Good Morning Coffee and Talk. And so we'll have our time together on Wednesdays that way. So it's just going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I am having surgery on Wednesday, but I expect that I'll still be able to do this on Thursday because it's not a big surgery. It's just a little thing. So should be okay. I'm not seeing anybody saying anything about prayer requests right now. But what we'll do is we're going to pull some energy down into our crown chakra from the sky, from the universe, from the source. We're going to pull down a beautiful, beautiful, pearly white light. We're going to allow it to go in through our heads and through all of our chakras, right down into the ground. And then back up into our arms, into our elbows, into our wrists, and into our hands. And we are going to create a big, beautiful ball of pearly white light, full of love, compassion, joy, positivity, just a beautiful energy, peace. And we're going to send it off into the universe together as a group. And we're going to change the world. And so it is. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We are, let's see, love and healing light. Prayer to keep severe weather away. Oh, yes. Let's pull down that energy. And I am going to send it off to Barb's area and to all over the country. No severe weather today. No severe weather today. Rain is okay. Light rain that feeds the plants and feeds the animals and feeds us. That's good. But no severe weather. Let's see, whatever. Jen says, my 25-year-old son is struggling with medical situation since last week. I am so stuck trying to support, but not get eaten up by the ugly things that they are saying to me. Oh, well, yes, let us send healing. Let's pull down some beautiful purple light, some beautiful healing light. And I'm going to send that off to Jen's son and to Jen. Send off that energy for healing, healing, healing. Picturing them both happy, healthy, and doing well. Oh, and Kelly's on the last day of her antibiotics. Please pray that the Lyme disease is cleared. Oh, yes. Again, healing energy, that beautiful purple light, purple and green. That Lyme disease is going to be completely rid from Kelly's body. Kelly's going to feel healing, energy, and joy and love. And we send that off to you, Kelly. So it is. All right. I agree. Yeah, I agree, Katie. Kindness is really all that we should be. I don't, there is absolutely no reason to say things in an unkind sort of way. There's just absolutely no reason to do that. Um, if you're feeling a certain kind of way, then have a conversation, but you don't have to do it in a way that's unkind. Yes, you are painted with purple and green light. Woohoo! Yes, you are. All right, you guys, we are going to end this for today. I'm trying to keep this as close to a half an hour as we can. Um, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that this was a benefit for you. I hope that this helps you start off your day in a positive way and just gets you into the morning gently. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning at the same time, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And tomorrow is also Katie Moonchild's live. And I know that I think Jules is tomorrow. Yes, Tuesdays. If I'm wrong, say it in the chat. But I believe that Jules is on at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. So there's lots of stuff going on for all of us. And I love you guys. So thank you so much for coming. And I will see you all tomorrow.